what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for You're Next, which is a movie I was very much looking forward to. I heard about this film maybe like 2 years ago, maybe even like earlier last year. I heard about it. It was a home invasion horror film with a twist, and I heard it was fantastic. So I was very much looking forward to it. And then I never got a DVD release, and I never saw it anywhere. I didn't hear much about it, and until earlier this year, I was like, oh, I guess it's gone. And then, boom, out of nowhere, Lionsgate was like, yeah, we bought it and we're going to release it in theaters later this year in August. And I was like, yay, finally. So, did it live up to all of the wait, all of the hype? Let's talk about the story. Alright, so the story follows Crispin, played by A.J. Bowen, who is going to his parents' anniversary party in their brand new house where there's going to be a lot of family members, there's going to be a big party and whatnot. So he decides to bring his girlfriend, his new girlfriend, Irene, played by Sharni Vinson, and they go there. They're having a good time, reminiscing. There's some brotherly feuds here and there, stuff, and then, of course, just typical stuff. People come in and start crashing the party, and I mean, like, literally, like, breaking through windows and killing people, just typical stuff. People start dying, and they're like, oh my god, what's going on? And then they find out these three dudes in these, like, animal costumes are breaking into the house. They don't know why, and they're starting to get picked off one by one in bloody fashion, but that's not all. It's not just a regular home invasion movie. There might be a little bit about one character you might not know about, or any of the other characters, and that character might be a little bit of a badass, and that's all I'm going to say, because a lot of critics are kind of spoiling that part of the film, and I'm just going to say this. This character, I'm not going to say who, kind of a badass, and you don't want to screw with this character. I'm not going to say who it is, but that's pretty much the story. I'm just going to leave it off there. It's a home invasion film with a twist, definitely a twist. So there you go, there's the story. What I truly love about this story is that it starts off as a standard home invasion horror film. The family gets together, they have a few laughs, they eat food, they have arguments, whatnot, and then the three masked dudes come in and start killing them, one by one, because they start separating into the house because they're freaking stupid, and then they start getting killed off. So the first 40-45 minutes, it's typical, but it's fun. It actually has some very funny moments, some really good kills here and there, some very surprising, very tense moments, even though I wouldn't say you love all the characters. I definitely wouldn't say that. You don't get enough time to really like these characters too much. But there is actually some pretty decent, very tense moments. But the thing that I love in this film is that I'm going to kind of spoil what this character does, starts to become, but I'm not going to explain who the character is. But this character just becomes a complete badass halfway through this film, and this character's always been a badass, but this character's always, kind of like hid it behind this, like, fun exterior, but this character just starts to become a badass, and it pretty much becomes an action film for the last 45 minutes. At first, it gives you that horror feeling, and then it switches to action mode, where there's blood everywhere, people are getting killed, this character is a complete badass, and, doing all this survivalist stuff, and it's really, really energetic, really fun, and at times it can be really funny. Sure, it's very black comedy, where it's, stuff that isn't typically funny, like people getting shot and stuff, but they make it kind of funny. The camera work is very good here. You know what's going on. It's very well shot. Like I said, the blood, the violence here is really, really good. They use all practical effects for the most part. I think there's like 1 or 2 times where they use CG, but for the most part, it's all practical stuff, and it's very entertaining. It really is. Now, if I have to say there's any problems with it, the acting is not the best. It really isn't. There is some people here that definitely are only there because they're having a good time. They're not there to really act. A.J. Bowen, Joe Swanberg, Ty West are all like big horror, like indie horror guys. You've seen them in stuff like VHS, and Ty West actually directed The Innkeepers and stuff. They're big horror guys, but they're not the biggest actors. I don't think, at least. Like, A.J. Bowen's good in this film, and so is Joe Swanberg and Ty West, but they're not the biggest actors, so don't go into this expecting everybody to be like the best actors ever. For the most part, they're either mediocre or good. That's all. Like, it's not the best out there. It definitely isn't. And you can definitely tell they're having fun with it. They are having fun with this film. And that's all I'm asking for, is if I can believe that these people are actually, giving a crap about the story, and you can definitely tell they are. So that was confusing. Wow. Let me just say this: the acting is fine. It's not terrible, but it's not that great either. So there you go. That's my only complaint, is that the acting could have been better, but at least they're having a good time. So really, I don't have much else to say about this movie. It's a lot of fun. I love that big twist that happens. There's actually a second twist that happens that I didn't really care for too much because it was kind of typical. It's something you see in a film like this that doesn't have that other twist. It's a very obvious twist to have in there. But again, the movie's extremely well shot, very violent, pretty funny at times, and you really do have a good time. It's a short film too, so you're not in there for 2.5 hours. You're in there for 90 minutes, you leave, and you have a smile on your face. You're like, yeah, that was cool, I like that. So there you go. There is the review. If I have to say anything else, there's that one big character, that one big character twist. That actor is awesome, and I want to see that actor in other films. If you see the film, you know what I'm talking about. So there you go. There's my review for You're Next. I'm going to give it a 33 out of 40. Very entertaining horror film, one of the best of this year. If you didn't like The Conjuring, then this might be up your alley because it's more action and blood and whatnot, and that was more about unsettling atmosphere. So maybe you like this. I don't know. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and goodbye.